I'm taking it slow, but I just want more. I'm taking it slow, just go with the flow. I'm taking it slow.
I pray the students learned a valuable lesson about the fate that awaits all who are foolish enough to point their blades towards
Fire Emblem Three Houses is one of the most epic strategy games on the Switch, and it'll totally suck you in. You're the new professor at the prestigious Garad Mark Monastery, where you get to choose between 3 houses, each with its own student story and vibe. It's a tactical RPG, so you'll be leading your students into battles, leveling them up, and making some huge decisions that shape the future of the world. The story? Crazy good. It's got politics, war, and mysteries that keep you on edge. The real magic is how your choices really impact everything: alliances, relationships, and even the fate of kingdoms. It's a full-on experience that pulls you in like no other.
Keep marching. That's part of a leader's job. You can't give in to despair.
Here and cherish hope. In the peaceful days, I fear the edge of not knowing time betrays.
Whatever comes to pass, please swear to cut a path that is your own.
Now choose, flee, or step forth. Take hold of what lies beyond. Claim mastery over the Eternal Ring.
Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen is like a hidden gem that totally shines on the Switch. Imagine being thrown into a huge open world full of monsters, magic, and epic quests. You start as a pawn, someone who's meant to serve, but your journey takes a wild turn when a dragon steals your heart, literally. The gameplay's a blast, with intense real-time combat that lets you climb giant enemies, cast spells, and pull off insane attacks. The story's cool, but the real fun is in the action and exploration. It's got that addicting, just one more quest vibe, and it's so satisfying to see your character grow stronger. Plus, with the Dark Arisen content, there's a lot to dive into.
Forge in my fire, the next link in the endless chain.
Brothers in Christ, we have gathered here today to welcome a new novice into our midst.
Kingdom Come Deliverance on the Switch brings a great medieval RPG experience, where you step into the shoes of a blacksmith's son turned warrior. The game's all about realism with no magic or fantastical creatures, just pure historical gameplay. Combat is tough, requiring skill and timing, and the world is huge with tons of quests that feel meaningful. You gotta keep an eye on your character's needs like eating, sleeping, and even maintaining your gear. It's not the easiest game out there, and the controls can be a bit clunky on the Switch, but if you're into a more grounded, challenging RPG experience, this one's got a lot to offer.
Shall become your own. Accept your new name and wear it with honor.
Kingdoms of Amalura: Recognition on the Switch is like a big blast of nostalgia, but with some fresh polish. It's an open world RPG where you dive into a colorful fantasy world filled with all kinds of creatures, dungeons, and quests. You play as a character with a mysterious past and tons of potential for custom abilities. The combat is fast and fluid, which makes you feel like a total powerhouse, especially as you unlock new skills. The world is huge, so there's always something new to discover, whether it's a hidden quest or a crazy battle. It's a little dated in some ways, but if you love action RPGs with tons of content, you'll vibe with this one.
Anya!
Don't take too long.
I hate you.
It's for your own good, Hugo.
I'm sorry, I'm sick.
A Plague Tale: Innocence on the Switch is a game that hits different. You play as Amicia, a young girl trying to protect her little brother Hugo in a world where rats are literally everywhere, and they're the least of your worries. It's all about sneaking past enemies, solving puzzles, and surviving. The emotional weight of the story is strong, the sibling bond is everything, and you really feel for them. The atmosphere is dark, but in a way that draws you in. The Switch version doesn't compromise much in terms of visuals, so it's a pretty solid experience. If you want a gripping, story-driven game, this one's definitely for you.
I'm sorry. We have to get out. Just run as fast as you can.
They're running away!
Kill the sister! Run! Take the boy alive! You'll pay in the end.
But everything was so nice and quiet.
A Plague Tale: Requiem is another wild, emotional ride where you follow the siblings trying to survive a world overrun by plagues and chaos. It's not just about fighting, but a lot of sneaking around, solving puzzles, and avoiding these insane rat swarms. The sibling bond is honestly what hits the hardest here. You're rooting for them the whole time. The game looks gorgeous, even on the Switch, and it feels super immersive. It's a mix of survival, stealth, and heart-pounding moments that'll keep you hooked. If you're into intense stories with tons of feels, this one's definitely worth checking out. Dark Souls Remastered brings the brutal, unforgiving world of Lordran to life with enhanced visuals and smoother gameplay. It's a game that challenges you at every turn, where each death feels like a lesson learned, not a failure. The combat is deliberate, rewarding precision and timing, making every encounter, whether against regular enemies or massive bosses, intense and satisfying. The world is mysterious and intricately designed, encouraging exploration and discovery. Whether you're a newcomer or a returning player, Dark Souls Remastered delivers that same punishing challenge, but now with a visual upgrade that makes it even more immersive. Ancestor's Legacy is that gritty, no-nonsense medieval strategy game that makes you feel the weight of every battle. This isn't some chill, build your town and watch your tiny people farm kind of RTS. This one throws you straight into the blood-soaked, mud-drenched chaos of medieval warfare, where tactical positioning and squad-based combat decide whether you dominate the battlefield or get absolutely wrecked. Visually, it's a beast, and every battle feels cinematic. If you love strategy but want something more intense, more grounded, Ancestor's Legacy is a damn good choice. No one knows what made them attack. At number 9, Tales of Iron is brutal, and I mean that in the best way possible. It's a 2D action RPG that feels like if Redwall had a baby with Dark Souls, and that baby grew up drinking nothing but black coffee and vengeance. You play as Redgi, a little rat prince with a massive responsibility, reclaiming your kingdom from the ruthless frog clan. Sounds cute, right? Nope. This game does not hold your hand. Every fight is a life or death duel, where dodging, blocking, and countering mean the difference between victory and getting turned into frog food. If you love a challenging combat, killer art, and a dark fairy tale vibe, Tales of Iron is an easy recommendation.
A warrior, a hero, a king. Drive back the vile pawn scum. Reclaim your land. Deliver your subjects to peace and glory. Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
Kingdom New Lands isn't here to hold your hand. It throws you into the wild with just a horse, some gold, and a whole lot of uncertainty. No tutorials, no explanations, just you figuring out how to build, defend, and expand before the greed come knocking. The pixel art is stunning, the atmosphere is haunting, and every choice feels heavy. You learn by failing, and trust me, you will fail. But that's what makes the game addicting. Every run teaches you something new. It's minimalist strategy done right, and if you love trial and error survival with a dash of mystery, this one's a must play. Yes, Your Grace is not just some medieval kingdom sim where you shuffle numbers and push buttons. This one hits different. You're the king, sure, but instead of flexing power, you're just trying to hold everything together. Your family, your people, your sanity. Every day petitioners line up and you gotta decide. Do you help them? Do you turn them away? Can you even afford to, because resources are tight and oh yeah, there's a whole war coming. It's emotional, it's stressful, and it's weirdly personal. One of those games that makes you stare at the screen after a decision. The pixel art is stunning, the writing is top tier, and yeah, some UI stuff feels a little clunky.
It was an ambush. You are left in command now.
And last but not least, it's Battle Brothers. Basically, if you're into hardcore, unforgiving strategy and don't mind a bit of jank, Battle Brothers on Switch still delivers an addicting mercenary sim. But if you're new to the game, you might want to check out reviews before diving in. It's a turn-based mercenary tactics classic. And on Switch, while the core gameplay, procedurally generated campaigns, brutal permadeath and deep strategy remain intact, the Switch version had mixed reception due to its clunky UI and small text, making it tough to play on handheld mode. Still, fans of XCOM-like tactics with a medieval twist found plenty to love.
As long as there is blood coursing through our veins, as long as we can hold sword and shield in hand, there shall stand